You are live, but can you hear me? I can't hear you. No, that's a joke. Let's give it a second. I know there's some other things going on tonight. I think Mr. Dan the Man Pancaldi has a live stream going right now. Maybe other things, not that I'm competing with anyone, but I understand that the numbers may be a little low tonight considering other things are going on. It's the only thing I'm saying. So this is off the hip, spur of the moment thing. The video I just uploaded didn't come out the way I had hoped, and being, I guess, plagued by perfectionism, I just couldn't go to bed tonight knowing I had uploaded some junk, namely the sound. And I even did a pre-video check, and I've got 2 webcams and a separate Yeti microphone, and I even checked to make sure the Yeti was the default mic and not either or both of the 2 webcams, but it would seem one of the webcams was in fact mic enabled and was sucking up all the music I had in the background, which was very low. Typically you wouldn't even hear it, but this one mic was sucking up the music and henceforth drowning me out. And I spent an hour narrating and doing things, and lo and behold, nobody could hear anything I was saying. So that said, welcome everybody to part 2 of, I don't even know that I'm audible now. I think I am. Maybe I'll get some verification from someone. Soul Center Attack, Austerlitz, 2nd of December, 1805. As I was stating a number of things in the previous video, which you couldn't hear, this is a skeletal form of commands and colors, but the flesh that hangs off of the bones is something that I have been tweaking and coming up with on my own, such that it's almost ready to completely have life breathed into it. It's just about there. There are a few things that need to be tightened up regarding these rules I've thrown together and tested with all these videos. So just about there. But that said, the skeletal system, as I stated, is still commands and colors, namely the scenario setup. We're looking at indeed Soul Center Attack. This is 9 victory banners, and we have the Pratzen Heights here. I need to turn on some more lights. Pratzen Heights, and another set of heights that I can't pronounce. Lights. There's some lights. All right, now we're cooking with gas. Now we're cooking with napalm. Pratzen Heights right here. And we have the, for the love of Pete. All right, ready? Stair Venerati Heights, another heights, but I've been calling them the other heights because I don't know how the hell to pronounce that. If only I had a computer to look things up and tell me how to pronounce things, wouldn't that be great? The village of Pratzen. I point these things out by way of territorial objectives, i.e. victory banner. You're going to get a victory banner for the majority of hexes controlled via Pratzen Heights. And then you have one for the village, unless I'm mistaken. And then one for the, as I've called, the other heights. Let me verify that. Yeah, okay. So that's 3 potential victory banners simply for controlling areas on the battlefield here. We have the Austrians playing themselves, Russians playing themselves, and of course, the usual suspects, the French. I'd gone through 4, maybe 5 rounds, roughly an hour. And where we stand currently is the Allies with 3 victory banners, the French with 3 victory banners. The Allies had temporarily given up the Pratzen Heights and the village, but were able to reclaim the village and move back onto the Pratzen Heights. the French have completely taken over the other heights. And some interesting things. The scenario started with 3 units of Russians all the way back in the rear here, creating a bit of a thorn in my side. We've got a grenadier infantry unit, add another grenadier infantry unit, and a light infantry unit, and a leader in these woods here. And I don't like them there, but that's where they are. We've got, what else? Let's continue with the Allies. As I've stated already, anything in white is Austrians, so predominantly Austrians, left and right flank, that is the Allies. And Russians in the center, and again, along the woods here. The French, a big bulk of force here, and I haven't been able to do as much as I would like with this bulk. I did expunge a Russian unit from the village, but I couldn't move in quick enough to claim it. They reclaimed it before I could get there. Made some progress here, as I already stated, by claiming the other heights. And I have a leader with 2 units. I don't know what the hell they're doing. They moved up, and now they're kind of isolated and kind of screwed. The thing that irritated me the most was I lost a French leader. That is a big deal. These things are not expendable. So you could argue that even the playing field, because now it is an even number of commanders on both sides. But either way, that is a huge handicap for the French. So you can hear me. Okay, that's a good sign. Battle is for the other heights. Yeah. How you doing, Wardrobe Sir? Welcome to have you. You're welcome to be here. I'm happy to have you. You know what you're trying to say. What am I trying to say? Let's just get rolling here. The usual rules and combat system and such and whatnot is in effect, and we'll refresh your memory of how that works as we go. So we're going to draw. Let me break this down a little more than usual so people understand just what's going on. We have leaders for either side. They're lettered. I guess you could number them. I've lettered them. For the French, consists of leader A, B, C, and E. D was eliminated. Same for the Allies, A through D. You have a representative letter chit in the bag. You put both sides leader chits in the bag. You draw. This is the initiative who goes wins system. Something that I've messed with off and on for years. I'm very fond of it. That's what I'm using today. Allies, leader A goes. Find leader A, simple enough. Or is it? Leader A, oh yes, this guy. So you look at your leader, you determine who is within command range of that leader. There are variations to this thing. The standard way I've been doing it is a straight 2-hex range. This can be tweaked in future development with varying levels of experience, leader competence, etc. You can increase or decrease a leader's command range accordingly. I've given either side, both sides, a generic range of 2 hexes. So anybody within that 2-hex range is a potential activation. I say potential because you have to roll for these activations. You don't always get what you want, but you might just find you get what you need. So 1, 2, 3 units, we're going to roll 3 die 6. We're 3 potential activations. What are we looking for? We're looking for 5s or 6s. Now, if you don't roll any 5s or 6s, which is what I have just done, there's always a default minimum activation of 1. You pick which unit is within command range to activate and activate that unit. So I will activate this grenadier unit here to fire at the grenadier unit here, to fire at the line infantry unit here. He will do so with 4 dice. And using my combat system, you have 3 charts here, as it were. You have a chart for firing at cavalry and artillery. We have a chart for firing versus infantry, and the same chart is used for melee versus cavalry or artillery. And then you have a chart for melee versus infantry, each with varying degrees of hits and what I call shocks, which we will get into. So we're rolling 4d10, and as we are firing at infantry, we want 1, 2, and 3, which are hits. Although 4s or 5s are acceptable because those will count as shock. We rolled a 10, nothing. A 9, nothing. A 2 and a 3 is hits. We mark them accordingly. The French, with a base strength of 4, cut in half, are now a strength of 2. That is the end of that activation. We draw a new leader chit. That leader chit is another ally. Now, in the future, I haven't fleshed this out yet, but when you draw the same consecutive sides leader unit, I'd like to implement some sort of momentum bonus. I haven't figured out yet what that bonus would be exactly, but just some kind of flavor to the game. So look for that to be demonstrated at some point. But as for now, we just play it how it is. So leader B is this Austrian feller here. Again, with a command range of 2. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units within command range. Take 3, 4, 5 dice. And you roll the dice. You don't just hold them or look at them or set them aside. You do need to roll. Okay, I'm being silly. 1 hit, rather 1 activation, which that does happen. There are times when you don't quite get the activations you want. But good enough, because if we activate this Austrian line unit here, that means we can throw 5 dice, because they have a base strength of 5. 5 dice at that poor light infantry unit and his leader. Potentially knock him out because he's only a strength of 2, or cause him to rout because he already has a shock marker attached, and or knock another leader out, which I fear may happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dice coming at the French, and not good. Not good at all. It's not good, not good, not good. We have 3 hits. That French unit is gone. The Allies get another victory banner. Woe is me. A little bit of a bias towards the French tonight. This is my mood. And we need to roll to see if that ally, or I'm sorry, the French leader is a casualty. So we would take a 1 die 10, looking for a 1, a 2, or a 3, which I may adjust in the future to a 1 or 2. That might be a little too gratuitous, 1, 2, or 3. To see if he becomes a casualty. As I rolled a 5, he is not a casualty. That is the end of the Austrian activation. Draw another leader chit. We draw a French B leader. Where is here it is. It's this guy here. Well, who does he have that he can activate? Well, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. He has 4 units within command range that he can potentially activate. Which means we roll how many dice? 4 d6s. What are we looking for? That's right, 5s or 6s, which can also be adjusted in future tweaks and base it on command efficiency, troop experience. You could do 4 5s or 6s, or if they completely sucked, you could only activate on 6s. But again, we're just doing the standard generic 5s or 6s. That said, we've got 2. We're going to pull him up, and we'll move him up. Him up. And that will be the end of those 2 French activations. Nothing within line of sight, nothing within range. So, no firing. I'm putting them right. I'll take that back. Not so fast. Wait. Come back. These guys, if they can fire around the falling trees, can fire at the that there heavy cavalry. All right, let's do it. 2 dice since we moved. Cut our base firing in half. And we look at the fire versus cavalry chart. Column, row. 7 is nothing, 3 is shock. So we'll add a shock marker to the heavy cavalry. Now, how does shock play in Jason's world? Well, shock, if you have more shock, and this is similar to the platoon leader stuff I designed. If you have more shock chits than unit strength, that unit is routing, withdrawing, retreating, call it what you want. That's what happens. And then we go C. There should be also I would add that second camera should be in play, but when I film live, I'm yet to learn how to add a second camera with live streaming. It's not as easy as it sounds. There's no retard way to do it. I have to download stuff and learn stuff, and I'm yet to do that. So, hence the single camera, because we're live streaming. C. All I see this guy here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rolling 6 dice. Not sure we'll finish this. We may. Depends on how the shooting goes. We're about a third of the way there on either side, victory condition wise. Probably got roughly an hour in me though, and then I'm done for the evening. Nice healthy sum of activations. That's 4 activations. You can see that over there. Hi guys, how you doing? 4 activations. Another dead tree. These are gardens. That's why they look like they do. Kind of a unnatural tree growth placement. No, it's supposed to be gardens. 1, 4. Let's do it this way so I can keep track. I'll mark everybody I want to do something and then go from there. You know what? I still don't want to mess with them. All right, so let's bring the foot up somewhere. Let's move him up there. Be done with that. Let's fire these 2 guys and get it over with. 2 strength of 2, so just 2 dice. And you're going to use the fire versus infantry row, which means we want 1s, 2s, or 3s. We didn't get that, but we did get 2 shocks. Let's go ahead and double shock the foot artillery, who has a strength of 3. So 2 more shocks and that artillery's out of there. He's routing away. Then we get, I think I didn't move these guys yet, so I'll do so now. That puts them in shoot 'em up range. So line infantry, Russian, strength of 3, cut in half, round up, makes 2 dice coming at this line infantry unit here. 1s, 2s, or 3s would be nice. We got a 3 and a 10, so 1 hit is all we get. That makes that line infantry unit with this, which is a strength of 4, magically turn into a strength of 3. And these guys here, now the interesting thing with these guys is they do only have a strength of 3, but they get a flank bonus shot for this artillery, which is again another one of my rules additions. However, that flank bonus is negated because they're firing at a unit on a hill. So it's just 3 again, right? Just 3. Just the 3 dice. firing at artillery, you want 1s or 2s. We got 2 1s and a 10, so that's 2 hits on that there foot artillery. Drops it down to a strength of 1. That's not good for anybody. It indirectly affects us all. All right, and then that's the end of those activations. We draw. That's right, another chit. The excitement never stops here in the Hexes and Soldiers studio. C. Leader C. This is big center mass of nonsense I got to figure out what to do with. All right, 1, 2, 1, 2. Everybody's in range. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Would be something if I could roll 9 activations, but I won't. I'll probably roll 1. That's how it's been going. Such horrible rolls earlier. And I'll take it. 4 activations. Ring it up. Bag it. And I'll take it. 4 activations. It's pointless to use throw 1 die at them with a foot artillery unit. Let's go with yeah, that's kind of pointless too. And that's pointless. Let's go with here and here. That's 2. Let's. There's really no point in doing that. Here, 3, right? And let's move them up and be done with that. Okay. So we have 3. Let's start with these guys. It's a line infantry unit here firing at the 2 strength grenadier unit in Pratzen Village. It's going to be 4 dice. And we're looking for, we want 1s, 2s, and 3s. What did we get? We got 2 3s. That's it. Mission accomplished. That grenadier infantry unit is gone, which means the French now have a victory banner, and it puts them in the lead with 4 victory points to the Allies' 3. The interesting thing I will add to this is there has yet to be any melee. It's all been move and shoot. Next we have 3 strength line infantry unit firing at cavalry. That means we're going to roll 3 dice. Easy enough, right? But we want 1s or 2s. 1s or 2s on these D10. We got a 1. That's a hit. We got a 4, which is a shock. And we got a 6, which is nothing. So that heavy cavalry unit, which is normally a 4, is now a 3. And he has level 2 shock now, or 2 shock cubes, however you want to put that. But it's not over. We have another unit that's going to do the same thing. But he's full strength. He's going to fire 4 dice. What is the detriment of having shock? Namely, when you conduct combat, you're going to subtract 1d10 for each level of shock. And of course, you can rally when you activate. There's no guarantee how well you'll do. We'll get to that when we get to that. 4 dice, looking again for 1s or 2s. We got a 1. So we got 1 hit, drops it down to a 2. So he's right at the margin, right at the edge there with 2 hits and 2 levels of shock. 1 more level of shock puts him over, and he's routing. That was some decent shooting by the French there for that activation. That leaves, we have another leader chit to draw out of 3. Leader A. This guy here, in case you're wondering. 1, 2, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 7 units he might be able to activate. Doesn't mean he will. Or maybe he'll get all of them. All 7 activation. He got 2. He only got 2. 2 activations. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're firing this light infantry unit at the Yardie. And we're pulling the light cavalry up to put them in place for a charge. They're too far away to charge where they are currently. Did I already mention how much I hate these trees? Did I drive the point home enough? So he's done. Let's see. Light infantry. That's 5 dice. But it'd be better if he was shooting at infantry as he's shooting at artillery. Only 1s and 2s are going to bring him hits. 3s and 4s are going to be shock. Did get a hit. We did get a shock. So 1 hit, 1 shock. And he's now at, what is it, Austrian foot artillery? It should be, what, 3? Too much stuff going on. 3. And 1 shock. 1 shock. Something I just realized is the ability to ignore shock. And okay. Need to bear that in mind. They're done. Foot artillery's not ignoring any shock, so draw a new leader. John Longshore. Green pom-poms, yeah, probably better off. That will never fall, right? Welcome, John. D? D? D. D is the next leader to activate. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. And he gets 1 activation out of that 6. See, that's how it goes. That's just been his day. Yeah, when you've got Austrian line, you fire the Austrian line. Because that's 5 dice you can throw. Uphill, so that means -1, leaves 4. So firing at this light infantry unit here. Ooh, not good. He's already a strength of 1, right? Well, guess what? Now he's a strength of -2. So unlike the last scenario, which the French completely blew out, just steamrolled the Allies, it's neck and neck. This one is literally neck and neck. It's now 4 victory banners to 4 victory banners. And 1, 2, yeah, 4. Okay. Who's left? Who's that leave? Anyone? Bueller? E? French E, not just any E. This E. This is ridiculous. He only has 1 unit he can activate. I don't know what the hell they're doing out there. What am I doing rolling a D2? E roll a D6. 1 activation. Here's the deal. I need to iron this out better, but a little uncertain how I want to work leaders. Would they need to activate as well? Do you roll for leaders to activate them? I haven't been doing so. They've kind of just been exempt from the whole thing. I think I'll keep it that way, but I need to examine that further just to make sure. The one activation is going to consist of, now, if this was infantry, you could say it's melee, and you could also argue artillery cannot conduct melee, but you could also argue melee has canister fire. So let's see if we can do that. And measly 1 die, but I mean, it's better than nothing. And he got nothing first roll, so that's what I get. Canister fire, point blank, nothing. All right, what's next? I think I just messed something up there. I thought he was a 1 strength, though. If he is, what happened to the 1 strength die that was there? Am I losing my mind? You guys, did you notice? It's not the end of the world. Someday I'll unwrap all 7 volumes of this game and give it a try. Size never shows well, as French battalions were usually 500 to 600 men, while Austrian battalions were 1,800. Yeah. Austrians were some massive amounts of soldiers. That was the end of that round. I kind of lost track at the end there with that foot artillery unit. I thought it was 1 strength. I don't know what happened there. I'm lucky to be doing as good as I'm doing here. C. Start the next round. C is, and now we're 30 minutes in, so I got another 30 minutes in me. Another good half hour. I'll always open this up, and this guy here. 1, 2, 1. We need to retake the village there. That's imperative. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check my math. Or not. We got 1 activation. Well, I'm moving back in. This is the 3rd Russian unit to have to reoccupy the Pratzen village. We just keep knocking them out, but we can't, we being the French, we can't move in to reclaim it before the Russians do. They've been getting the activations, so lucky them. That's that. New die. French C. French C here. This wonderful mass of stuff. So here we go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 7, 8, 9. Louis. We got 1. We got 2. We got 3. That's it. 3. Don't get too excited. 3 activations. What miniatures are these? Why, sir, these are Risk miniatures that I've spray painted. There's a certain volume. There's all volumes of Risk, right? Different editions, I mean to say. So certain editions. The one with the infantry guys that look like they're kneeling down. That edition, I bet I've purchased over the years at least 8 copies, maybe a dozen. And I've got off camera, I've got Prussians that still need to be based for this. And I don't know. I have everything but the Spanish. I don't even know that I've gained the Spanish yet. All right, where was I? 3 activations. Let's do our stuff. We'll do that. We'll do... Ooh, that would be cool. Let's do that. This and this. Moving from right to left, let's fire 4 dice at the village. Cut it in half because it is a village. 1s, 2s, or 3s, please. You get 1. That means that grenadier unit becomes a 3. So he has a 4 strength. No, he's lying. He's not. Yeah, so he becomes a 2. Thought he was a grenadier. He has a line unit. Full strength of 3 drops to 2. He's done. Here's what I want to do. I want to fire these units at at the Russian artillery. Okay. Does that sound okay with everybody? Because something good's going to happen there. You watch. Here we go. We have the only thing we got was 2 shots. Now here's the thing that happens with the thing. Heavy cavalry. Can ignore 1 shock, so it's only going to be 1 shock, but that's enough. 3 shocks is now higher than his strength of 2. That means he has to retreat. How far does he retreat? He retreats 1 hex, which he can do if you cannot. If your line of retreat is blocked, you lose 1 strength point for each hex you need to retreat. All that with him. So that's done. Now here's what we're doing here, which I find interesting. I'm going to move up here, and I need to decide what I want to do here. Do I want to, if I do melee, they get to fight back. But, okay, let's do that. This is our first melee of the game. Can you believe this? It would be typically 3 dice, right? However, it drops to 1 because of the stinking village. So let's roll our 1. And we did get a hit. That drops him to 1. But we go retroactive. He gets to battle back. He's going to, considering this is simultaneous combat, we give him his 2 strengths, 2 dice. He loses 1 for battling uphill, so he gets 1 as well. And he gets a hit as well. That drops him to 2. So that's that. I think we can knock them out in the next round and move in there. That's my guess. I don't think they'll get to me first. Anything else? Yeah, I bought about 1,000 sets, yeah. 8 volumes of Commands and Colors Napoleon looks like a new one on GMT pre-order. There is a new one. You need 15 people to play any of the scenarios, and you need a tennis court to set it up on, so that's your call. Will I get it? I don't know. Probably not. B. It's the Legrand Battles thing. It's huge. It's for like team play and stuff. It's not practical for 4x6 1 person. Well, the way I play it anyway. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now I can move this leader, right? But I can't move him till I'm done counting his range. You can't move him and then do what his range proximity is. That said, I have 3d6 as far as activations, and I get 2. 2 out of 3 isn't bad this day and age. I'll move him up, and I'll move him up. But I'm not moving the leader up. I'm nerd. No, I can only move 1 up, so we'll move him up. I've been a little apprehensive ever since the French lost a leader on the video in which you can't hear me say anything, which prompted me to do this live thing, because it just sat wrong with me posting a half-jacked video. 2 dice coming at the Austrians. We get 2 shock, and it's just a little old line unit, so they can't ignore any of those shocks. Stuck with 2, strength of 5. It'll be a while before they have to rout. Take that off. Move him. Move him. Move her. Let's move her here. It can be a her. That unit is a her. What else we have here? Anyone? Guesses? Allied Leader D, you guessed correctly. You chose wisely. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Count them. 6 dice. And what do we get? Probably nothing. No, we got nothing. No, that's all right. We got 4 activations for our troubles. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how we'll do it. Only we have 2 shock. Let's see if we here's how we can remove some shock. We have 2 shock, right? We're gonna roll 2 dice 6. Any 5s or 6s removes shock. We got none, so we're stuck with 2 shock. Which means instead of 5, they're gonna fire 3 dice, and it's uphill. So now it's 2 dice, and they got 1 shock for their trouble on this line infantry unit. Take that away. Move. Oh my God, I can barely reach him up and move him up. Oh. Foot artillery, 2 hexes away. Why is he marked with a strength of 3? If he lost any, it would be 2, not 3. If he was full strength, he would be 3, and he wouldn't have a die. So again, I flubbed something there. 2 X's away. Foot artillery, that's he rolled 3 dice. Hold on, let me check that. Yep, 2 dice. And they don't have that hill penalty. Artillery firing uphill just fires uphill. But when it's all said and done, it amounts to nothing because I got a 6 and a 7. It cuts off after 5, any effect. So that's that. I'm not sure anything was accomplished there. In fact, nothing was accomplished there. What else do we have? We have Allied B. Where is Allied B? What is in room 237? Ain't nothing in that room, but you don't need to go in there no how. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 dice. What do we get? 2 activations. Let's do some more canister. That's fun, right? We'll do that and activate him and move him up. There. So let's do him first. He moved. That becomes 3 instead of 5. A 9 is nothing. A 5 is a shock, and a 3 is a hit. So he goes to a 3. He goes to a 2 with 1 shock. Then we have this foot artillery canister junk. 2 dice. 6 and a 2. What is that? Oh, that's a hit is what that is. Now he's a 1. Leave it at that. I'm not doing the battle back because it's artillery versus artillery, and it's they don't really do the melee thing. They're not into it so much, right? They're over it. What is that? Now we have the Allies again. Just when you thought it was over. Oh yeah, these guys chilling in the woods, driving me batty. Let's see what they can do. They've been whittling away, though. Whittling away. Death by 1,000 cuts, that whole thing. That's one activation. Let's activate the Grenadiers. We're going to throw 4 dice at this 2-strength line unit. Bon voyage. No, maybe not. We got an 8 and a 7. And that was a 5 until my thumb hit it. 6. Nothing. So they got 1 shock. So that is a 2-strength unit with 1 shock now. Biding its time. What's left? What's left? We have E. The French E of all E's. Where is E? Oh yeah, that's this nonsense. You know what? This is just silliness. I'm moving him back. He's only a strength of 1. I'm moving him back because the bad things are going to happen. In fact, he's going right here. We really need to clarify the leader's capabilities. Kind of going off the hip here. That should be, no, there's 1 more. Make sure you draw all the chits. You don't want to shortchange anybody. A. Six activations. What the hell's going on with this artillery and the retreating heavy cav? Hey, look at that. We got 4 out of 6 for A. He needs to either fire or get the hell out of Dodge. Oh, yeah, he was going to charge. He's going to fire. And he's going to fire. Let's fire with this light infantry unit first at the foot. That may solve all our problems. And that's going to be 5 dice, right? French light infantry, pretty deadly stuff, in your opinion. 9 is nothing. 9 is nothing. We got a 4 and 2 5s. Ooh, this could be interesting. That's 3 more shock. I can't ignore shock. That puts them at 4. And that also means they're retreating. So 2 strength foot artillery unit with 4 levels of shock. Another thing I need to consider is putting a cap on the amount of shock a unit can get. There's no point in having a unit with 15 levels of shock. That's that. What is this mess here? These guys are useless. I guess I'll fire. They can't battle back because they're all screwed up. And I got nothing. That's what I get. That's what happens. Heavy cavalry is now rendered unnecessary. Let's go with these guys. Normally it'd be 4, but with 1 level of shock, it drops to 3. Let's fire these guys with already have 2 shock. And we get 6, which is nothing, but we get 2 3s, which is 2 hits. That 5 drops to a 3, and that's that. No. That was this, right? What do we want to do with the light cavalry here? Any ideas? Nothing? You know what? We do want to do nothing. Instead, let's move this line unit up. Bring him around to this hill. All right, that should be it for that round. What's the time now? About 10 minutes left. I'll do 1 more round here. How did you understand what I was saying in that video with the music? Did you turn the volume up as loud as it will go? I don't understand. It's Soult's attack right, not Soult's runaway. Soul never got the email. Opening final round for this video is Ally C. That's this guy. 1, 1, 2, 1. That's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units he can mess with. 3, 4, 5. And he got 1. Now here's what I'm going to do. Try and knock out some of this shock. So I'm going to roll 3 dice 6. Knocked them all out. Look at that. Gone. Just like new. It never happened. Short memory. Back to their old selves. And with that said, they are effectively activated and can charge this foot artillery unit. Oh, wow. How quickly things can change. 2 dice. Look at that. Gone. Boom. Out of there. How's that for some fast-paced action? Completely rallied out of 3 shocks and charged the artillery. Artillery's gone. There's no battle back there. They got knocked out. And gained the Allies gained another French victory banner for that. That was the move of the game. Other than my French leader getting knocked out, which I'm still irritated about. So now the Allies have 5 and the French have 4. Gain ground, advance. And they can do, they can attack again because of a cavalry breakthrough deal, something. Let's do that. Well, first I need to try and roll to form square. Roll 1 dice 6. Cavalry is 1 hex away. So 3 to 6, they can form square. They did get the square. And so they're in square. And they battle back with, what, 1 die. That's a hit. It is not a shock. That is a hit. This drops to 1. And they, I don't know what they can do. Nothing. They rolled a 5. One stand per shock. Really? I rolled a 5. All right, so normally it would be a shock, but because they're in square, they actually lose a strength point. So instead of 4, they're now 3. So that heavy cavalry unit really exalted themselves. Is that a word? Is that a phrase? Allies D. That's this bugger over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Come on, how cool was that? Raleighed, knocked out an artillery unit, and took a bite out of a line infantry unit. That was your Russian heavy cavalry that did that. That's classic. That's good stuff. 3 activations over here. If we do this right, 1, 2, 3. Here's what I want to do. Let's take care of these 2 first. They moved. Half of 5 is 2.5. Round up 3. Round down for the hill 2. 2 dice. They got nothing. Same for these guys. There's a line. Oh, those are militia. Okay, that's different. Militia. That was a line, right? Yes. Militia Only 4, so it's 1 die, not 5. They got a hit, though. They got a hit that went straight to the top of the charts, which means this light infantry unit goes from a 4 to a 3. And it gets interesting, right? Because these guys are in square, which makes them more vulnerable to infantry fire. Let's try and roll to knock those 2 shocks off. Just while we're here, we got one of them knocked off. So now he can fire with 2 dice, 1 die, because of the hill. He got a hit. That 3 becomes a 2. So that 1,000 cuts thing continues. Let's see. Austrian cavalry was the best in Europe at the time. Unfortunately, they were led that weren't. Huh? Led by men that weren't. Yeah, okay. I'll take your word for it. I don't know a lot about Austrian cav. I thought the Polish Lancers weren't they supposed to be like heavy-duty ass kickers? Allies B, it's been all allies this round. B. Lost my bearings. Where's B? Here he is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That allied left flank scares me. I don't like it. One activation. Let's bring these guys up 1 and be done with that. What else does that leave? Who else wants some? We got French A. 1. 2, 3, 4 activations. I'm thinking I can knock that heavy cavalry unit out. I only get 1, so here's what I'm going to do. Oh, I forgot about the flank bonus. Well, they're in square, so there's no flank. Let's see. Ow. 1 shot. I got 1 shot at this. And if I can roll appropriately, that heavy cav unit's gone. He missed it. Didn't get it. They're going to battle back. They got another hit, so now he's down to 1. Plot thickens. It's a 1 strength heavy cav versus a 1 strength line infantry. Who do you think will win that battle? For French C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So still 9 freaking dice. 6, 8, 9. Look at all those activations. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 activations. All right, here's what's happening. We're taking this village for 1. These guys are moving around. This guy, I don't know what he's doing. This guy's doing something though. And I wonder if, no, that's not gonna cut it. Jesus, kind of hamstrung here. Oh, that'll move them up. All right, let's try a melee here. Only a strength of 2. He can't. He's not strong enough to. Those penalties, he can't do anything. Let's leave that there. Let's go here. Saving grace, 4 dice, cut in half, becomes 2. Find at the village, just get me 1 hit. 1 hit. Got it. Why is that important? Because now he's gone. That's his activation. Got the 1 hit. Got a victory banner. And, because I played this correctly, score is now 4-4. I can move a French line unit in there. Even though he's a 2 strength, he's in there. And that gives me a temporary victory banner for taking the village. So now I'm at 5 victory banners for the French, who have just surpassed the Allies. It's now 5-4. What was I doing? These guys were moving up, right? And firing at the line infantry unit there with 2 dice. Is that what they were doing? I think they were. That's 1 hit. So that Russian line infantry unit becomes a strength of 2. We're almost done here, y'all. Appreciate your patience, hanging out, sticking around. That leaves this line infantry unit. It's going to move up here. And the French are set to contest the Protestant Heights, not take control of it, but contest it. We did take the Protestant village here. We've got the control of the other heights. I should have a victory banner for that, right? Let's see, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should have 6. 5, 6. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 6 victory banners. For the French, they just need 3 more, and the Allies have 5. Yeah, 5. So the French in a good spot. I don't like how close it's been. I don't like that I lost a French leader. There's some things I don't like. As far as the Allies, they have a second wind in them. If you'll notice, they've got this whole wing here that is not doing them any good, but once they move up, they will. And we've got three units in the woods here that are causing concern. And the stuff here can hold these guys here, which again will allow this stuff to happen. So I don't know. Who knows? It's anybody's game, though. I mean, even though the French are in the lead now, I don't expect that to stay. Still have 3 chits left, and then we're out. French B. Would it be B? 1, 2. He only has 1 because he's hanging back too much. Even if we miss it, we're guaranteed 1, so he still gets his 1. Now he can move to better position himself. These guys can't do anything. Yeah, they can. They can go right here and check this out. You ready? Fire 2 dice. Flank attack, 3 dice. No, it's not a flank. It's just 2. But if I get 1 hit, that's another victory banner. And did I not? I got a shock. Crap. That would have been another victory banner. A bunch of junk. Who's left? 2 leader chits left, and we're calling it for the night. Allies A. Again, A is not a Canadian pronoun. It is the letter of a leader. A. Where the hell is... Oh, yeah, these guys. I always lose track of them. 3 potential activations. We'll probably get 1. What is that? What is that? Roll it in the thing. What I say? We got 1. Those grenadiers are going to throw 4 dice at the 2 strength line unit with 1 shock. And what's he going to get? He's going to get a cocked. There we go. Fire 6, which is nothing, an 8, which is nothing. 2 shock. This is bad, but because he can't, he now has more shock than strength, so he has to retreat. Where the hell is he going to retreat? If he retreats here, he's moving closer to the enemy, so he can't do that. He needs to retreat 1. Well, he can't, so he loses one strength instead, and now he's a strength of 1. What a mess. What a mess. Last leader chit. Last one. Here we go. Leader E. Easy E. What you got? This fun stuff here. All right. 1, 2. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's the last activations of the game, or of tonight. 6, 7, 8. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. What do you get? What do you get? What do you get? You got, look at this. 8 dice. I get 1 activation. Freaking dice are cursed. I swear they're cursed. Do I waste it trying to rally these guys and activate this? They're only a 1 strength anyway. I'm not wasting it on that. Shoot. I don't know what the hell to do. Well, what should be a big showdown turned into something lame here, because I'm just going to move him up. If I move him up, that's something, right? Leave him there. No, move him with. Move him with. No, I can't, because that leaves him out of command. Him being this light cavalry unit hanging back here, doing nothing the whole game. They're not within line of sight. Can't fire at them. Okay, that's it. That's it for the part 2 of Soult's center attack. Soult's center attack was more of a Soult's left flank attack. The center, left flank of the center. The center of the left flank. Score again is 6 to 5. But I expect that again to stay neck and neck. You only need 9 to win. So one more, probably another half hour, 45 minutes would knock this out. But that's it for me tonight. What else? Any comments worth commenting on? Why are there command sheets? Hold on, I'll get to that. Pete Backus, how you doing, sir? Too bad that artillery isn't aimed on the hill at the square. I missed that. It would be bad enough in my mind to be a cavalryman with a sword. Having to use it well, much better than being a Viking with an axe. Yeah. Which rules are you playing? Pete Backus, again, as I stated, the skeletal framework of this, i.e. the scenario and setup, is, in fact, commands and colors. But everything else has been tweaked. I've got my own combat system. I've got my own shock system. I've got other things that are different from commands and colors, at least different enough that I wouldn't go so far as to call it commands and colors any longer. So it is a two-page rules summary and chart that I have developed over time and use for this. I'm happy to share it, but I'm still tightening screws on it once that's done. Anybody that's interested, this is a lot of fun, in my opinion, to just piggyback on or hijack onto a commands and color scenario. You don't do the cards. I'm not using those. You don't do the left, center, and right. What you do, summary again, is again set everything up according to a given scenario. and then the letter A, B, C, D, etc. Each side's leaders. Then put all the leaders in a draw bag and blindly draw them one at a time. You activate according to that leader. So say we draw leader B. He will be able to potentially activate anybody within 2 hexes. To do that, you roll 2 dice 6 and looking for 5s and 6s. If you get a 5 or 6 on either of those 2 dice 6, you will get an activation. If you don't get any, you're always guaranteed 1 activation, default backup activation if you don't roll any. And that's pretty much the gist of it. D10 combat system with 3 different categories depending on who you're firing at. And essentially, instead of flags, I have a shock system I've created. So shock can ultimately lead to retreats. I've effectively eliminated a number of the excessive retreats that take place during the game and turned them into a more infrequent, effective thing. With the shock system, for each level of shock you have, you subtract 1d10 when you conduct combat. If you have more shock than you have unit strength, you are then, in fact, retreating. To rally, you simply activate with a successful activation. Roll 1 dice 6 for each shock. For, again, any 5 or 6, you alleviate a level of shock. I think that's essentially it. There's some modifiers, of course, here and there to bear in mind. But that's the name of the game. So, yep. Anything else? Why are there command shifts? Does that answer you? Yeah, okay, sounds good. I'm playing commands and colors tricorn at the moment. Your system will probably work with that too. Yeah, again, if you're interested, Pete Beckus, I would like to tighten the screws on this, but I'm happy to, if you can't wait, if you got ants in your pants, I'm happy to share this with you. In fact, for that matter, anybody that's interested, I'm happy to share this. Just shoot me an email, hsgames@gmx.com. That is hsgames@gmx.com. And I'll shoot you what I got. Maybe you can even roll through them and let me know what needs to be fixed, adjusted, changed, expunged, alleviated, etc. All right. Anything else you guys got? Yeah, wait for me to finish. That's a good idea. Again, I've got a couple of things I need to tighten down. Once I stop noticing things that need to be fiddled with, and I can just use these without anything. They're like, I would say 85% there. Does that give you an idea of where I'm at? And the bulk of it's fixed. It stays. So it's just minor peripheral stuff. I'm droning on. All right, guys. That's all I got. Have a good Sunday night, rest of your night. Have a good week. Everybody be safe. Everybody try and stay sane in this, what we have left of this horrible year, 2020. We're almost through it. 2021, right around the corner. It's going to be a better year. I know it. I feel it. It's got to be. That's it. You guys are great. Thanks for watching.